We be churchin' up in here.
Yo, what's up, family? It's your boy Kurt, and still talking about this creative process, how I rolled through working on the music that I have been doing. One of the things that the Bible tells us is Proverbs 8:12. It said, I, wisdom, dwell with prudence and have knowledge of witty inventions. And I take that to mean that when you are in the presence of God, spending time in the presence of God, the wisdom that God gives you will give you these witty inventions that will take you to different places, that will have you thinking differently than other people. So I would discourage you from trying to sound like everyone else out there, because that's not what God has given you. That's somebody else's dream you're trying to put on. That's somebody else's anointing that you're trying to wear. I don't try to sound like anybody else. I pretty much go with whatever vibe God gives me. And it's interesting listening to people try to categorize my sound. You know, different people hear different things. People listen to it. Well, I hear jazz. Some people will hear rock. Some people will hear funk. On the real though, what I hear from God is what I try to imitate. And, you know, I try to get close. And sometimes I do. Sometimes I get exact. But whenever I am creating a piece, whenever I'm working on a piece of music, I try to put myself in the personage of whatever instrumentalist that I'm working on at that time, whatever instrument I'm playing. Say, for instance, drums. I try to put myself in the personage of the drummer. I literally imagine myself sitting behind a drum set. Then there's an audience in front of me, or I'm at a band rehearsal. Well, generally it is, we are on stage and I'm actually doing live stuff. And one of the coolest examples I think of that is when I work with Latron Brantley and the Judah 4 Band project on this song called Inspiration. And when it came down for the drum solo, I categorize drummers two ways. You got the wild, crazy ones, and then you got the cool, precision ones who try to stay in the pocket and create that vibe within the pocket. And that was the vibe that I was trying to go for. I got a bug from a vibe from a guy named Ed Shaughnessy. I think that was his name, Ed Shaughnessy. Used to play with the Tonight Show band way back in the day. And he was saying that if you want to play a drum solo, you don't have to hit every drum, don't have to hit every cymbal. You can, do abstract stuff and come up with something cool. And that's where this drum solo came from. And we're not coming from a blind standpoint. We played a little drum back in the day. I was decent, but I try to pull on those experiences and try to put myself in that position of that particular instrument. The only ones that I don't mess with are like guitar or a saxophone. I mean, I'll mess with bass a little bit, but what I usually do is hand that back off to my buddy Wayne Poor. And Wayne's one of the nastiest bass players on earth. And all the guitar work I give to my buddy Andrew Robinson. And Drew is another, just an absolute beast on his instrument. Both those cats got, sick anointing on their hands. And, it's awesome that I get the chance to work with them, and that they love me enough to always be available to me when I'm trying to finish a project. But it is the idea of going before God with your piece going before God with your abilities, with your voice, your music, your instrument, with your dance, with your acting skills, and just laying that at the feet of the God and say, okay, God, take this, and He'll take you on a journey. You just got to be willing to go.
We be churchin' up in here.